Patience is something that I really struggle with. If I'm trying something new or if I'm trying to just do any particular task, if I don't see any sort of progress or any sort of immediate kind of results, I immediately get turned off. It doesn't appeal to me anymore if I can't be good at something or provide like experience or provide anything of value immediately. If I can't do that, it doesn't work for me. And that is a big struggle in my life because it's kind of held me back from doing a lot of things. And I've talked about this before, but I really want to talk about how to shift your mentality from if I don't see immediate results, this isn't for me, to this is something that I have to put in time and effort and really delve deep into in order to be successful in it. There was one quote that you see it and it's very simple and it doesn't hit you, it doesn't strike you as very particularly impactful until you start applying that mentality to real life. And it's simply that the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. You know, when you plant an apple seed, you're not going to be eating apples the next day. No, you got to wait for that seed to open up and start making a sprout and have that sprout grow into a sapling, and sapling goes into a tree, and then the tree begins to bear fruit. You got to wait. You have to put time into it. You have to put investments into the water, into the soil where you're planting it, fertilizer maybe, like just keep routine maintenance on the plant once it begins growing, um, ensuring no pests are involved. There's a lot of effort that goes into growing that seed. You don't just plant it in the ground, look away, you look back, and then full grown tree. There's investment, there's time spent, there's energy involved, there's effort, there's commitment, there's resources, there's so much involved into getting from point A to point B, you know? And when you apply that into real life, instead of going like, man, I didn't make, I'll use like test scores as an example. Man, I didn't make an A on this test, and I studied all night. This subject isn't for me. I'm gonna drop the class. Let's use that. It's like, no, this is something important. I'll use like my AP class. Some AP classes I take. Let's see. Maybe AP Physics isn't for me, because I'm not doing well. I'm not getting it immediately, and if I don't get something immediately, it's not gonna work. Especially for a subject like school subjects, if I'm not gonna get it, I'm not gonna get it. And then one day I realized, like, no, it's not that I'm just not getting it. It's I'm not letting myself get it. Because if I'm not reading the paper and then learning all the formulas and I don't memorize them instantly, it's not, to me at that point, it wasn't working. But if I gave myself time, I let myself study, I let myself read and reread the material until I got it, allowing myself to put resources into the tree. Like I planted the seed by starting my studies. I poured water on it and I put fertilizer on it by continuously doing papers and looking at like Khan Academy and Quizlets, and I supported the sapling once it began growing. I put time into it. I put the effort. I put the resources. I allowed myself to watch the seed grow over time instead of just digging up the seed immediately because it didn't work. You know, I understood how using my time effectively and using my resources effectively and not giving up immediately allowed me to pass that class with like an 80 or something. From failing with like below a 50 to an 80. It's stuff like that where you catch yourself and you catch yourself being very impulsive with your decisions because you aren't seeing that immediate result. But understanding the fundamentals that every new skill, every new venture in your life is gonna take some amount of time to do. It's going to take some amount of effort. It's going to take some amount of of like expression that you're not going to get just from an immediate impression, an immediate kind of like you look at it, you read it, that's not for me. It's done. It's not. It's like I didn't get it. It's done. What I'm trying to say is that there are so many instances that word with a stutter. There are so many moments in life where you can just allow yourself to really delve deep into something and not give up immediately, to allow yourself to find success in it. There are moments where you can you can see that immediate turn off point, and instead of going, yeah, you know what, this is just isn't for me, I'm not liking this, I don't understand it, this isn't something I want to do, and instead go, you know what, this is a challenge, this is like this step is something that leads me to where I want to be, and I'm not going to be intimidated by the difficulty of what I'm doing. I'm going to really invest myself. I'm going to invest my efforts, my time, my resources into understanding this so I can be the best that I can be. Because once again, you do not plant a seed expecting to eat the fruit tomorrow. Thank you.